I was not even supposed to be there. That night the cabin sits by the lake far from the road, quiet, private, exactly the kind of place you leave untouched when you want peace. Had locked it up days early, everything secure, everything exactly where it should be. So when I saw the lights from a distance, knew something was wrong. Not a faint glow, bright minging activity like noise I could not hear yet, but I knew it was there. As I got closer, the sound started to reach my music, loud echoing across the water. Voice locked to many people. That was not a mistake. That was not someone passing, but it was a party at my cabin, and my Lanta slowed down, did not rush in, because situations like that are not solved by reaction, they solved by control. I stayed in the shadows, watched and dawns. What I saw confirmed every thinkers parked along the edge, people moving in and outdoors, open lights on like they owned the place, like it had been given to the Mond. Then I saw Harriet at the center of it, confident, relaxed, in control. She had arranged everything like she had decided this was hers to use. At that, to when I understood this was not random, this was planned. She brought them here into a place she had no right to be, and filled it with people who had no idea. Could have walked in right then, shut it down, created a scene, but that would have ended it too quickly and without consequence. So I did what I always do, I let it continue, because what they did not know is that the cabin was not just a building, it was preparedness for parties, net for guests, but for moments like this. Every entrance had coverage, every angle monitored, net a viasnet intrusive waste and cameras placed where they could not be seen, sensors where people would never look, simple systems, quiet systems, but effective, and they were all active, recording everything, every person, every movement, every action inside and outside, and had access to all of it right from where I stood. Checked the feeds in by one living room filled with people, kitchen crowded, deck overlooking the lake packed with noise, and her moving through it alike she owned the space, like she was hosting, like nothing about this was wrong. That is when I made the culture to wreck, no emotion, just facts, location, situation, trespass. Then I ended it and went back to watching. Sitting started to shift, small at first, a door that would not open easy, lights flickering, thing dangerous, something extremist enough to break the rhythm, just enough to create confusion. Best when people feel in control, 11 small disruptions feel bigger. Music paused, voices changed, people started noticing, looking around, asking questions, and Sheffer the first time looked uncertain, not afraid, not yet, but aware that something was not right. Then the outside lights cut out darkness around the cabin, and the inside still glowing, with reflection on the lake shifting, the atmosphere changing. No, the party was no longer comfortable, light was unstable. People moved toward exit street door, some worked, some did not immediate tell anything, locked nothing, trapping them in a dangerous way. Less control, just delay, just enough to slow everything down. Beckows timing matters, and right on the distant lights appeared and blue, reflecting off the trees, moving closer, and that is when the energy changed complete. Alive music stopped, voices dropped, people started leaving fast, untrained to understand what was happening, but there was no time left for that. Police arrived, stepped out, surveyed the scene, and immediately took control. No confusion, no hesitation. Bess, the situation was clear now. Authorized gathering, gravid property trespass. She started clearing the area, on group at a time, directing people out, separating them, asking questions, and then they reached her. The one who brought everyone there, the one who believed she had control. Her tone was different now, less confident, more defensive, trying to explain, trying to shift responsibility. The environment spoke for itself, footage supported it, and the situation left no room for interpretation. He stepped forward, then calm, no anger, no raised voice, just present, because I did not need to say much. Of everything had already been shown, everything had already been recorded. The officers looked at Methan, at Harand. The outcome was clear, consequences followed it quietly. Keyed like everything else that night within Minites place was empty. Noise the light steady again, cabin returning to what it was meant to, bestial control. Dine walked through it slowly, hacking everything. Nothing major damage had, nothing taken back. Out's control was never lost, and it realized it was just temporarily challenged and then restored. Bays in the end did not throw a party at my cabin. Walked into a place that was already prepared for Harand. Once everything unfolded, there was no way out of the truth. If you enjoyed this story, hit like, subscribe, and tell me where you are watching from.